Hello out there to everyone in the verse. Gabby here with my weekly show where I do my best to offer up advice and solutions to the many interpersonal problems that any one of us might face, whether that be tackling relationship difficulties or just being an ear for someone in need. Tonight we have a couple of interesting stories I want to share, and of course a Dear Gabby update as well. Remember that if you have your own difficulty you would like to share, please mail in your concern or you can post it in the comments below and I will give my very best advice to you if chosen. So be sure to let me know your troubles for your own chance at a problem-solving take from the galactically known Gabby. How are you, Trumbull? Have you gotten settled into your new place yet?
I got the key card finally, but I can relate to the person last week about the noisy neighbors. Mine must be a mechanic because they are banging on metal at all hours of the night.
I feel your pain. Like I said last week, it seems to be a rite of passage when moving into a big city. Do you at least have some decent restaurants close by?
There are a couple that seem kind of pricey, but I do have one of those ones very close by that is today's sponsor.
Look at you, Trumbull, already learning the valuable skill set of the segue. So since Trumbull set that up so nicely, let me roll into today's sponsor. Now I know you listeners are ready for Gabby to get into some problem solving, but first I gotta mention my dinner last night at Whammer's. I was on my way to an important meeting when hunger struck like a lightning storm on Genesis 2. Lucky for me, there was a Whammer's close by, and with so many locations spread around Stanton, chances are there's one close to you. Now, Gabby is not a big eater, so the 2 veggie burger combo was a bit much. But don't worry, because Whammer's has you covered with their a la carte style ordering as well. So be sure to cave in to your craving and drop on by Whammer's, where it's always a good time. And for convenience sake, you can order ahead with their MobiGlass app to save even more time. Here, Trumbull, try these squash sticks. They're a delight.
Oh yeah, those are good. I'm sorry, Lady Gabby, but before you get into tonight's first letter, you asked me to remind you about the thing.
Oh yes, I swear some of these sponsors are just getting out of control with how sensitive they are. Last week, I mentioned something about a boot on a space roach, and during that part of the segment, the clip was showing me sitting at Elroy's Fine Eatery, which I do from time to time, and the good folks at Elroy's wanted me to clarify that I was not saying Elroy's has space roaches, and that they have nothing less than perfect health code scores. We received literally 0 questions about that comment, but whatever. I have rectified the situation and we are moving on. Our first writer tonight is from our dear old longtime writer friend Dylan Fullstop, who if anyone can bring me out of this pissy mood over this blessed space roach fiasco, it is Dylan, and he writes, Dear Gabby in Space, well, I've gone and did it now. I found a murder victim and now I fear am wrapped up in something huge. I was nosing around a back alley on ArtCorp and stumbled across a corpse that had been stuffed in a standard-sized garbage can. It was disturbing to say the least. I reported it to the authorities and then got out of there after they were finished with me. The thing is, I recognized the manner in which he was murdered, and it's how I've heard some folks over in the Ella system are dealt with by one of the big-time gangs over there. I'd sure hate to see that gang make its way over here, as they can be very cutthroat. Not that we don't have cutthroat people here, but that gang sounds like a whole other level of violence. Consider this me telling your listeners to stay vigilant and safe. Oh, and welcome Trumbull. Glad Miss Gabby has someone great helping out. Gonna miss Tara though. Signing out for now, Dylan Fullstop. Dear Dylan Fullstop, it is so glad to hear from you and I am so sorry you ran into something so horrific. I know this cannot be the only time you have run across a body, but for you to put out a warning, I think speaks volumes. The good thing about our little network here is that we all watch out for one another, and hopefully the details of that death are some random one-off and not a sign of things to come. Thanks for writing in, and you stay safe as well. Our next writer is another one who is offering up some warnings out there, so it goes nicely with this episode. They write, "Dear Gabby in Space, I'm a longtime hauler who has been doing my share of barrel and gold runs recently since those commodities have been in short supply and paying pretty well. I happen to know that a lot of us space truckers listen to your show religiously, so I wanted to give out a warning to my fellow space truckers out there to be careful when going back on board your ship after making a pickup, and being sure to check around your landing gear to make sure no would-be pirates are hiding out, waiting to jump you when you board the elevator. It hasn't happened to me, but I keep hearing about it when I stop off for food or drinks, and it seems to be happening more and more. Thanks for your calming show and for giving us something to listen to on those long hauls. Signed, Space Trucker Edwin." Dear Space Trucker Edwin, thank you for your continued patronage and for your cautious warning. Know that your words are being shared for all who listen, and to those out there who are doing this to these hard-working drivers who are just trying to make a decent living, you should be ashamed of yourselves. When your mother asks you what you've been up to with your life, are you telling them that you hide behind some landing gear like a coward and then jump out like some kid stealing lunch money? This is why Kleischer is so overcrowded. It's now time for a Dear Gabby update, and this week's update comes to us from Eaten Bad for a Reason, who was the person trying to break into the heart of their double dog vendor. Let's see how they're making out. Dear Gabby in Space, I wanted to say that I took your advice and kept trying to be more persistent, and it did not work out. You were right in that it was not a good match with the double dog vendor, and I was feeling a little let down on myself, and I guess that mood was enough to lure someone over who struck up a conversation with me, and now I am actually in a relationship with someone who wants to talk. So I just wanted to share that with you, and for those out there who are trying hard to make something work, it's like trying to twist a screw on a part. Don't force it. It's supposed to just turn with ease. Thank you, Gabby, for the excellent advice, and I'm so glad to not have to eat those, whatever kind of meat those double dogs were. And no, double dog people, this is not Gabby's opinion, but my own. That makes me happy to hear Eaten Bad for a Reason, and I'm happy you no longer have to eat something you do not wish to. Which, funny enough, Trumbull is eating one right now in the booth. Take care and good luck in your new relationship. That is all for this week's show. Tune in next week, and until then, I hope you all stay safe out there in the verse, especially after this show. Me and Trumbull wish you all well. Thank you for watching. Say goodnight, Trumbull.
Good night, Trumbull.